Hello and welcome to Caravan Escapades. I hope everybody's keeping safe and well. Slightly different one for you here this weekend, or at least for this vlog. We've got an e-bike to review. Newark Cycles, an independent cycle shop based in Newark, Nottinghamshire, has been kind enough to lend us one of the Eovolt, just remind myself what it's called, the Eovolt Afternoon. They have a range of 3 bikes in the Eovolt range: the morning, the afternoon and the evening. Now, Claire and I have been thinking about possibly getting an e-bike for quite a while, really just to kind of use when we go away in the caravan, but maybe also kind of use when we're at home and we're out about and that sort of stuff. So I was chatting to the guys at Newark Cycles and they offered to lend me one of these new Eovolt e-bikes. So it's an e-bike that folds rather than a folding e-bike. So let me run through a little bit of specs for you on this bike here. So we've got the Afternoon, so it weighs in at 20.9 kilograms. Charge maximum 130 kilograms, frame and fork, smooth aluminium welded, extra length, reinforced, tyres. When it's folded is 85 by 73 by 46 centimetres and takes up under 1 square metre. This version has got 20-inch aluminium rims. It's got brakes. The motor is a 40 newton metre, 36 volt, 250 watt brushless rear wheel, using a torque sensor. Maximum speed quickly reach 15.5 miles an hour, but actually I've been on it sort of 20 miles an hour. The battery is a Samsung 36 volts, 10.5 ampere hours. Charging time 4 to 5 hours. Range 31 to 49 miles. Derailleur Shimano 7 gears to go up every hill. Front light, which is connected to the battery, and directional, and back light Spaninga Presto Guard, or whatever that is, I'm not quite sure. But what I'll do is I will drop, that's my microphone just dropped off, but what I'll do is I will link within this vlog the specs both to the Afternoon, the morning and the evening. And really there are kind of 3 range of bikes here. The morning is one that kind of folds down, a little bit compacted, a little bit tighter, really for sort of the commuter. The wheels on that one are 16-inch, the wheels on this one are 20-inch, and the wheels on the evening is 24-inch. So really the morning is kind of for your commuter, you want to hop on off the train, that sort of stuff. The evening really is more sort of the Afternoon is more sort of the leisure bike. Certainly you can fold it up, stick it in your caravan, stick it in the boot of the car, those sorts of things. And the evening is more sort of your everyday e-bike, but what folds on there is just the handlebars, so kind of makes it useful if you're in a flat, that sort of thing, that you can store underneath the table, all those sorts of stuff. Right, let's take a look at the bike. So let me just put this down here out the way. So it's slightly revolutionary. Oh, one thing I must remember just before we get further into the video is Newark Cycles are offering 10% off all bikes, all accessories and everything in their store. So if you use the discount code on their website, which there'll be a link below, CE10, so that's CE10, if you use that on their website, you'll automatically get 10% discount. If you phone them up, because they don't have everything on their website, if you phone them up, they'll also offer you a 10% discount using the discount code CE10. Or if you actually go into store, have a chat with them, mention that you've watched this vlog, and use the discount code CE10, and they'll happily give you 10% off anything in store, anything online, anything they need to order in for you. Also, they are really a great independent cycle store in Newark, quite well respected by certainly the local cycling clubs, that sort of stuff within the Newark, North Nottinghamshire area. And they're also very happy to offer free, independent, non-pushy advice and help you try out different bikes, that sort of thing. Anyway, so let's get into the bike. So slightly different and revolutionary that the battery is contained within the saddle post here. Now what you can do is you can literally just disconnect that from here, he says. Disconnect that from there, undo that, and literally slide that out. So if you want, you can take that away, you can charge that in your house, that sort of stuff, or literally drop it back in, drop it down, just lock it into the position you want. And connect that back up. Like so. And you're ready to go. The charge point is actually just here, and we'll show you that a little bit closer shortly. So the charge point is just here underneath the saddle, so you can plug in. Now what they do is they do the standard 240 volt mains charger, so you can plug that into the mains, but there is an optional extra 12 volt car battery auxiliary power charger. So basically you plug that into your car, plug it into the bike while you're riding about, or at least into the saddle, and that will charge the saddle up as well. So let's look at folding this down. I'm really new to e-bikes and folding bikes and that sort of thing, so you'll have to kind of laugh along with me, really. So first thing to do, and I have to remember how they show me to do this. So first thing to do, quite easy and straightforward, is drop the saddle like so, then lock that back into position like so, and let's just leave the sun and let me get this other camera here so you can see some of this as well. You can see some of this a little bit closer. So I'm going to try and do this two-handed. So just down here we've got this folding lock, so release the catch there, pull that back there, and that releases the bike. Now I'm just going to put the camera down here while we move that along, and then so with that you just fold that in across there, putting the stand up as well. So if we just put the stand up out the way, and that folds across, and there's a little magnet. I'll just get the camera to sort of show this. So just down here there's a magnet that just grabs it and clips it together, so the little magnet there. So we've got that folded there like that. What you also need to do is, if you push the pedals in, the pedals fold up like so, and we'll do the same on the other side. Push the pedal in and fold that down there like that, and you can probably see this on the other one. So let's drop the handlebars down like so, lock them off there. We've got some GoPro mounts that I put on the camera on the bike ready for sort of riding around. And then to release the handlebars, just drop that back like that, and then let the handle go away. So, and that's your bike. That's the bike all folded up. You know, it's not the lightest, but you can certainly lift it up and move it around. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let me go and put that in the boot of the car, and you can see what sort of space it takes up in the car. So as most of you know, I've got the Mercedes-Benz GLS 350, which is quite a big car anyway, but let's take a look at the Eovolt Afternoon in the boot of the car. My boot is quite cavernous. It is a large boot, but you could quite easily kind of get two of them in there. I've got other gear in there as well. You could lay it down, that sort of stuff. Particularly if you've got a motorhome, you could stick it in the garage, if you've got the garage on the motorhome, that sort of stuff. So that's it in the boot of the GLS. One other thing to mention about the bike is I found it very, very solidly constructed. Again, I don't have a great deal of experience with e-bikes, but you know, for a folding bike it seems to be put together you know, pretty well mechanically. It seems quite good. From what I understand, it's a French made bike and they're made in Lyon. So let's put it back up, see how we get on. So reverse really is swing it out, lock it in place, remembering that little catch that I showed you earlier on. I think at this point it's probably worth putting the stand down. Drop it up like that, lock that into place, pull the pedals out, lock them into place, raise the saddle, and I don't know whether you can see, probably can't see very well, there are height measurements on the back of the saddle, so you can quite easily and quickly remembering the height that you had it set to last time, and then just lock it in place. So let me just show you this bit here. So down here they do have a lock, which will, at the moment with the niggle up, you can nibble, whatever you want to call it, you can undo that and take the battery away. But if you press that down, then that's it, locked in, and you need a key to open it. So I guess if you're out and about and you've locked the bike up, but you don't want somebody to come along and nick the battery, take the battery with them, undo them, you can lock it in place like that. Comes with a set of these keys, so really to get rid of that, you drop the key in, turn that, it comes up, take the key out, you can see the nipple has come up, open that, and you can take that away. So that's basically the lock to lock the battery in place. So why don't I get the helmet on and let's go and have a ride around the site and see what we think to the bike. Again, just remembering, never had an e-bike before, just really had kind of traditional bikes. Have had one quick go on an e-mountain bike in the past, and normally not big cyclists, but just wondering, you know, a fat overweight person like me, whether the e-bike way or going down the e-bike route is a good way to get into cycling for us, and something that we could potentially use for when we go away in the caravan. So let's get on the bike and see what we think. So, as I'd mentioned to you previously, I've really never had or been on an e-bike before. I had a trial on one about 2 or 3 years ago, just quickly around the field, that sort of thing. That was a mountain bike, not an off-road mountain bike. So, oh, there we go, let's just move that camera back. So, kind of slightly very different to this, and I don't really remember what this one was like. But you can see we're now using it off-road, we're on the grass. You do need to kind of remember to use your gears. You still got to put a bit of effort in, but it just gives you that little bit of assistance. I think when you're riding steady, it seems to give you more power. I think when you're pushing, you've got to put more effort in. You've still got to put effort in. It's not doing all the work for you, it's kind of assisting it. It really does whiz along, going kind of downhill. Should we go down this hill? Yeah, it's quite a steep hill. So I mean, I can really kind of change the gears up and really race down here. I mean, I'm doing 25 miles an hour now, and then kind of brake and slow down. And we'll just spin round here. So I don't know whether you can see how steep this hill is here. Now I'm just kind of putting a little bit of effort in. There's no way I would have been able to kind of ride this hill normally. Still got to put effort in though. Still, you know, it's not like the bike's doing everything for me. Definitely still having to push, but there's no way really big fat old me would have been able to do that anyway. So there's another steep hill coming up just round here. And this is quite steep. Let's see how we can get on with this one. There's Nick, wave to Nick. So again, it's really not kind of doing it for me. Still got to go through the gears. You've still got to put a bit of effort in. but it is certainly hills that I wouldn't have normally been able to ride up. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm definitely a little bit out of breath, so I've definitely had to put some effort in. Let's try it off-road. Let's change the gears a bit, see what it's like. Kind of almost knows it's off-road. You see, it's almost like I'm really having to, well, that's because I've got the gearing wrong. I don't know, but I really had to sort of put some effort in to get up that hill. To go up the other side. Definitely very different on the hard stuff. It's almost like it knows it's on the hard stuff and seems to kick in. Certainly I feel like you're getting more power, and maybe this is because it's the type of bike it is, but I certainly feel like I get more power when I'm on the hard stuff. Worries.
Stuck up on me.
You see, I kind of powered past that traditional mountain bike there. But you know what? Overall, I'm really very impressed. I think it takes a bit of getting used to, particularly that transition, and maybe that's just me not being used to it, particularly that transition between the grass and the hard stuff. We will go on the grass here again. Yeah, the electric's still kicking in. Yeah, it's just kicked straight in, and as soon as you call on the hard stuff, you know, I wonder how this will compare to other mountain bikes, you know, electric mountain bikes. Yeah, you see it's gone quite hard again, and then the hard stuff. So that was me riding around on the e-bike. I hope you enjoyed that. Do you know what I did as well? I found it a little bit strange. It worked really quite well on the kind of hard surfaces, but not so well on the grass. But I think thinking about it since I've kind of got off, a lot of that is probably to do with the size of the wheels and that sort of stuff. You know, traditionally on mountain bike, there are a lot bigger wheels than these. These are only sort of, you know, smaller wheels. The mountain bike has bigger wheels, that sort of stuff. So maybe that's the difference between going off-road and on-road with a bike like this. In all honesty, I wouldn't use it for a lot of off-road stuff either. So it would generally be riding on roads, riding on paths, those sorts of things when we're out and about. It might be worth trying an e-mountain bike, and probably if I have a nice word with Newark Cycles, they might oblige, and I'll come away with an electric e-bike to try another weekend. But yeah, overall, really liked it. You know, I found it easy to get on with. The feeling of using the power, as I explained when we were out there, was a little bit strange, but you soon kind of get used to that. Yeah, let me tell you about the prices of these bikes. So I remember what I'll do is I will let me put on the screen now the spec sheet and a little bit of information for the Eovolt Morning. As you can see, it comes in 5 different colours: onyx black, moon grey, warm sand, sage green and ocean blue. And the Morning retails at 1799. But remember, if you go to Newark Cycles, if you either order online or you go in store, give them a call, they will give you 10% discount on this or any new bike, as well as all the accessories. So that's the Morning. Let me put on the screen now a brief data sheet for the Afternoon, which is this bike. It's the bike I'm using now. Similar colours: onyx black, moon grey, warm sand, sage green, ocean blue. I'm thinking this one is probably the ocean blue. So here's the specs for the bike now, and this one, as you can see, retails at 2199. Again, the same applies. Use our discount code at Newark Cycles CE10 to get your discount. And let's move on to the evening. Again, here's the data sheet for the evening. As you can see, that retails same price as the Afternoon, 2199. This is the one with the larger wheels and isn't a folding bike apart from the handlebar. Same colours again: onyx black, moon grey, warm sand, sage green, ocean blue. And again, remembering that using the discount code CE10 at Newark Cycles through their website, phone call or in store, you'll give you a 10% discount. So that's the data sheets on the bikes. Would I get one? Do you know what? I'm severely tempted. It would be nice to have something when we go to France. Again, very new to me is the use of e-bikes. Is something like this what we really want when we go away? I think the advantage of having a bike like this is it's relatively easy. I think if Claire and I want to kind of go out for a ride with Darcy May, it would be relatively easy to fold this up, put it in the back of the car, fold this, probably if she had one as well, fold that up, put them both in the back of the car. We'd probably still get Darcy May's bike in the back of the car as well. So let's go over, let's turn this camera on and let's show you the control. So very, very simple control here, not big and bulky or anything like that. Press and hold the power button here. It powers up. You can see that's the power button there. You get your battery status indicator there. It comes with assist level 1. You can drop that down to 0. This is your speed and this is your distance travel. This is like your odometer, that sort of thing. So you can move it up. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and that's all your different levels. For cycle assist, you press and hold the top button and you'll see any moment now. So you can see there the light indicators on there, but if we go around the front you can probably see that. So we've got the light on there and you press and hold that again and the light goes off. So what we've also got, let me just kick the stand up a minute here. So what we've also got, if you press and hold, if I get this right, if you press and hold the bottom button, there we go, you've got walk assist. So you see how the kind of bike went along and moved along there. Bit of a strange feature really, because it goes quite quick, but I suppose if you drop the level down, I guess the kind of time you might need that walk assist is on a steep hill, on wet grass, you know, when the wheels aren't gaining any traction and you're having to you know, try and ride up there. If you want a kind of bit of help getting it up the hill, is just use the walk assist, that sort of thing. So that's the control. That's all there is to them, really. There is literally no more than that, and simple. Where they do time out and go off themselves, but again, you can literally just press that power button, it'll go off. So you've got 7 speeds. It's a 7-speed gearbox, or 7 gears on it. So just the same, flick them up and down. I'm not going to do them now because we're not riding. So basically flick them up, flick them down, that sort of stuff. And here is your motor and your gearbox. So there's the bike, a little bit dirty because we've been using it. I'll just put this camera down. So let me just show you the other additions. So you've got the standard mains power supply there for plugging into the mains, charging it up. And in fact, let me get the other camera back again. Just show you where you can obviously plug this in. So I'll just put that down on the floor there. So just underneath the saddle here, I don't know whether you can see that, you have a little socket there. You just drop that in and that's it. That's literally plugged in, can be charged on the bike. You can take the saddle off. You can disconnect the power lead from under there. That's the power lead there, remember that one? You can disconnect that. So if I just put that to one side, so that's where you plug it in. And the other optional extra that you can get, and I mentioned this earlier on, is the car charger. So again, very much like the other one, there we go, you'd plug it into there, but you get obviously the standard 12-volt auxiliary car socket, or car connector to plug into the socket in your car. So that means you can either put the whole bike in or literally just the saddle while you're driving around and charge from your car. So at least you've always got a battery fully charged and ready to go. So if you were to order one of these bikes, you could either have it delivered direct to Newark Cycles. They do hold them in stock, or can get them in stock very, very quickly, or you can get them delivered to home. So one of the biggest advantages is there's absolutely very, very minimal setup or build to have to do on the bike. The only thing you've got to connect is the pedals. That's it. So put the handlebars up, connect the pedals, and you're ready to go. The carrier at the back is all connected. In fact, let's just tell you about the carrier. So you've got a carrier on the back there. You can put straps, strops, all sorts on there, and that'll actually take up to 25 kilograms. So if you want to put shopping bags on there, you might be able to get some panniers, those sorts of stuff. But obviously remembering, if you're putting that sort of thing on, it's not going to make it as easy to fold, and you'll probably keep it set up. Just back to what we were saying, so when it gets delivered to you, the bike is pretty much assembled and ready to go. All you need to do is put the pedals on and lift up the handlebars, and that's it. Away you go. Raise the saddle to the height you want and put a bit of charge in it. It will probably be worth giving it a full charge before you take it out. So that is the Eovolt Afternoon. I'm impressed. I quite like it. Claire's probably going to have a bit more of a go on it this weekend to see what she thinks. But yeah, take a look at the Eovolt website. I'll link that down below, along with not only the website to Newark Cycles, but also their address as well in Newark. If you are local to Nottinghamshire, you know, take a look. You've got Simon, you've got Jack in the shop, that sort of stuff. You know, Jack's big cyclist himself, you know, enters all sorts of competitions, that sort of stuff. Really, really helpful, really, really knowledgeable. You know, and not only just bike sales and accessory sales, they also do lots of servicing and repair as well. So if you are buying from Newark Cycles, go to their website, pop into the shop, give them a phone call. Don't forget to mention CE10. That will automatically give you a 10% discount off purchases of anything from their website. So I hope you've enjoyed that. You know, let us know, did you enjoy the review of the Eovolt electric bike? Maybe we'll have a chat with Newark Cycles and see if we can start reviewing and borrowing some other bikes for you. But we definitely are in the market for an e-bike at the moment, and you know, I quite like this one. I think it probably fits a lot of needs. It looks quite funky. I like the colours. Yeah, I like this one. Anyway, that's another one from Caravan Escapades. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Hit that notification bell. At least that way you'll be notified when we put out another video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your continued support, and we'll see you on the next one.